Right now, the conventions are over, but the campaign trails are just heating up. The latest on the two presidential campaigns. Also, an overnight fire on the city's south side leaves several people displaced, what we know so far. And the presidential race isn't the only campaign impacting the Badger State. Senator Tammy Baldwin campaigns in Madison as she seeks re-election. Welcome to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. Former President Donald Trump received the endorsement of independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. after he announced he would drop out of the race in swing states while remaining in the ballot in some non-competitive states. As CBS's Christian Benavides reports, this comes as Trump hopes to gain some footing in the polls from Vice President Kamala Harris.
Former President Donald Trump and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. joining forces Friday at a rally in Glendale, Arizona.
He's going to have a huge influence on this campaign. Bobby and I will fight together to defeat the corrupt political establishment.
Hours after RFK Jr. announced he's suspending his independent campaign for president and throwing his support behind Trump in swing states where he could be a spoiler candidate.
I would likely hand the election over to the Democrats, with whom I disagree on the most existential issues: censorship, war, and chronic disease. 5 of Kennedy's siblings slammed his decision to endorse Trump, calling it a betrayal of the values that our father and our family hold most dear. CBS News polling shows Kennedy was generating 2% of the vote, though it's not yet clear where his supporters would now go. The Trump campaign hopes it could make a difference in a state like Arizona, where the former president lost by just under 11,000 votes.
This election has a precious, fleeting opportunity to move past the bitterness, cynicism, and divisive battles of the past, a chance to chart a new way forward.
The Harris team is hoping to build off the momentum from the DNC with just about 70 days to go until Election Day. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
The candidates are set to square off in about 2 weeks on September 10th for the first presidential debate between Harris and Trump. But before then, former President Trump is set to visit the Badger State next week on Thursday with a stop in La Crosse, further highlighting the importance our state will play in this election. The Harris-Walz campaign releasing a statement on former President Trump's visit to Wisconsin. Trump's extreme Project 2025 agenda would hurt Wisconsinites, killing Wisconsin jobs and shipping them overseas, imposing a tariff that would cost middle-class families $3,900 a year, banning abortion in the state and across the country, and cutting essential support for farmers. Wisconsinites look forward to his explanations. No rest for Senator Tammy Baldwin after speaking at the DNC as she made a stop in Madison for a canvass launch. Baldwin seeking re-election this fall as she is running against Eric Hovde. Baldwin continuing her In Your Corner statewide tour, touting her mission to support small businesses and invest in communities of color. Here's what Baldwin had to say.
I want to hear from people about their challenges, about their aspirations, and that informs my work in Washington, D.C. But in terms of leading up to the election, I want to make sure that we keep growing the level of engagement and making people know the choice in my race.
Baldwin has another upcoming stop in Dane County, which is on August 26th in Black Earth. And with 73 days until election, we here at News 3 are making a commitment to you, the viewer. Our brand new 3 for the People is focused on cutting through all the noise and giving you the most comprehensive election coverage. We are going to focus on doing 3 things for you and your family. We promise to cover local issues that matter to you, and we promise to be your advocates for accurate information, and we promise to be innovative and interesting. We are also going to be launching a weekly focus on different issues this election season, topics that include abortion and the right to choose, crime, the economy, and education. Those stories will air weekly in our 6 and 10 p.m. newscast. Now let's get a look at your first one forecast with the meteorologist Blaze Keller, who's out on the weather patio. Blaze, are those birds I hear in my IFB?
Yeah, there's still plenty of sunshine out there, and they're still hungry. A couple of them are dipping in and out of the bird bath. It's hot this afternoon, and it's only going to get hotter from here as we continue to track alert day conditions for not only your Monday, but Tuesday as well, for not only hot temperatures, but potentially severe weather chances both Monday night and Tuesday night. But the heat is going to be the main focus because the severe weather threat is actually going to be dependent on how hot we get. With triple-digit heat index values in store both Monday and Tuesday, our temperatures are expected to climb into the low to mid-90s. Not only do we find the major and even extreme risk from heat across parts of southern Wisconsin, but it may be simply too hot for storms to develop as we go into your Monday evening and afternoon and then continue overnight. But there is a marginal risk for severe weather on Monday. On Tuesday into Wednesday, that threat kind of expands more across parts of the Great Lakes because, as I said, we may simply just be too hot and be too hot for too long during the daytime hours that we may skip over those severe weather chances, but they're still there. So we're going to make sure that you guys are staying up to date as we go into the start of your next work week. In the meantime, though, it's quiet. We're hanging out in the mid to upper 60s tonight with showers and non-severe thunderstorms developing mainly after midnight. We are going to track out relief from this heat, when it arrives, and how cool we will get in just a few minutes.
All right, Blaze, we'll see you then. The Madison Fire Department is caused a duplex fire on the city's south side late last night. MFD says 8 people from 2 households are now without homes as a result of the fire. They arrived to find heavy fire coming from the front door and the backside of the building. MFD reports that fortunately all the residents were safely evacuated, including 1 dog. The American Red Cross is helping with recovery efforts. And Stoughton police say 2 people are dead following a crash on Dane County Highway B this morning. Now you're looking at video from the scene. They say a motorcycle was hit from behind by a pickup truck. Both the driver and the passenger of the motorcycle died on the scene. The driver of the truck was arrested for 2 counts of homicide by intoxicated use of a motor vehicle. Today, a 22-year-old man from Dickeyville died from the injuries he sustained in a deadly 2-vehicle crash at Highway 61 on August 18th. The preliminary investigation shows the driver was traveling southbound on his motorcycle with a 23-year-old passenger from Dickeyville when a truck driven by a 17-year-old male from Barneveld failed to yield at the stop sign. The sheriff's office says the motorcycle collided with the truck. While the passenger remains in critical condition, the motorcycle driver was pronounced dead today. There's more to come on News 3 now at 6. Madison Southside celebrates the ribbon cutting of the Black Business Hub. Find out its future impacts. And tonight at 10, we head out to the 4th annual Seltzer and Cider Festival. We bring you the sights and sounds.
We know the fentanyl coming from Mexico and China is a threat here in Wisconsin.
It's why Tammy Baldwin is working to stop it.
And Tammy passed the bipartisan Fend Off Fentanyl Act.
It takes on the Mexican cartels and the fentanyl coming from China.
And Tammy Baldwin voted 32 times to strengthen our border.
32 times to increase border patrols.
And technology to keep illegal drugs out. Because Senator Baldwin knows
keeping us safe is her first priority.
Tell Tammy Baldwin to keep securing our borders.
I'm so happy I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
This summer, feel confident from head to toe with Sono Bello Permanent Fat Removal and get summer body ready in just 1 visit.
I saw the results immediately. It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sono Bello's biggest sale of the year. Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It will change your life. It did for me.
I can't wait till the summertime hit. Hot Mom Summer, here I come.
Call 1-800-905-6520 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
More lies from Donald Trump. The truth? On Kamala Harris's watch, violent crime went down. Her record as district attorney and attorney general? Locking up child abusers, online predators, and violent offenders, and shutting down international drug cartels. Under Donald Trump, a violent crime wave. And Trump ordered MAGA extremists to kill the bipartisan border security bill. Trump just talks tough. Kamala Harris is tough.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message. watching News 3 Now at 6.
4 years of fundraising, nearly 2 years of construction, and about $25 million. That's what went into opening the Black Business Hub in Madison. Our Ellie La Liberté was at today's grand opening and joins us now with why stakeholders say it's needed.
This is Madison's new Black Business Hub on the city's south side. And according to its creators, the goal is to help Black entrepreneurs move from disparity to prosperity. The newest addition to Madison's south side,
it does a lot more than just giving you 4 walls and a ceiling,
is meant to lift up Black business owners and entrepreneurs. The Black Business Hub is an investment in one of the city's oldest multicultural neighborhoods. There is a gap in Black-owned businesses nationwide. According to Pew Research Center, in 2021, they made up 3% of businesses, but it's even lower in Dane County, making up less than 1%.
It will be Madison's region's premier entrepreneurship center.
But the Urban League of Greater Madison and its partners are trying to change those numbers.
We need to keep the wealth in this community. We need to provide opportunities for entrepreneurs.
There's a couple of other minority businesses that are growing, but it's a very, very white business forward state, city, community, you know, and so it's very nice to see everybody come together because there's a lot of people in our community.
The hub estimates it will support a minimum of 100 Black-owned businesses and entrepreneurs, helping them with loans, grants, technical assistance, and networking.
So the resources, the network that you need as a business to succeed does all that and a lot more. It's quite incredible, actually.
But some business owners in the space say it does more than just help with resources.
It gives you a sense of place, a sense of hope and belief in the future, a sense of validation.
At the event, multiple speakers mentioned that this investment into these businesses is also an investment into the future.
Ellie, thank you. The Urban League of Greater Madison says it's still looking for another $2 million to continue to build out spaces for these businesses. And coming up next on News 3 Now at 6, a return home for a pair of astronauts delayed until 2025. What NASA has to say about the delay. And meteorologist Blaze Keller is back with a complete look at your First One forecast when we return.
My son Joshua was 18 years old when he was murdered by an illegal alien. He was tortured, strangled to death, and then set on fire. When I hear Kamala Harris making a joke about the border and just laughing it off, it's painful. Kamala Harris was in charge of securing our border, and she's done nothing. If Kamala Harris is elected president, it'll get worse. If it can happen to my family, it can happen to yours.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected. Which is ironic. Don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu. We can't watch something without also watching something else. Ironic. Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less. That's ironic. Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Traffic jam. And I'm already late.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. I was 27 years old, and the doctor told me I have MS. You quickly realize what's the most important things in life: family, friendships, love, helping other people. It makes you much more empathetic and compassionate to those that are struggling and suffering. I wanted to achieve my goals and dreams, but I wanted to take my resources and save as many children as I possibly could.
To everyone out there who loves Culver's,
the feeling is mutual. Everything's made fresh.
Everything. Everything.
It's our pleasure.
This is me and my happy place.
I wouldn't trade our Culver's for any other restaurant.
Culver's.
Yay! We love our guests.
Love.
Love.
As much as our guests love us.
This is me and my happy place.
from Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
She grew up in a middle-class home. She was the daughter of a working mom, and she worked at McDonald's while she got her degree. Kamala Harris knows what it's like to be middle class. It's why she's determined to lower healthcare costs and make housing more affordable. Donald Trump has no plan to help the middle class, just more tax cuts for billionaires. Being president is about who you fight for, and she's fighting for people like you.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
watching News 3 Now at 6.
Plans to bring home 2 NASA astronauts who docked at the International Space Station back in June have been delayed until next year. What was supposed to be an 8-day trip into space will now be an almost 9-month journey. NASA says astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams will have to stay aboard the ISS until next February. The Boeing Starliner that launched them there has been deemed unfit to fly them back to Earth.
NASA has decided that Butch and Sonny will return with Crew 9 next February, and that Starliner will return uncrewed, and the specifics in the schedule will be discussed momentarily. I want you to know that Boeing has worked very hard with NASA to get the necessary data to make this decision.
60 miles over the South Pacific.
The pair will now return on SpaceX's Crew Dragon spacecraft, and the Starliner will eventually return without a crew. NASA officials say Wilmore and Williams are prepared to remain on the ISS for as long as needed. Now let's get a look at your first warn forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze, what should they expect?
Well, we're continuing to track that dangerous heat, and we're also going to continue to track the chance for severe weather Monday night and Tuesday night. But the heat is really going to be the main focus here over the next couple of days, especially Monday and Tuesday. And that's really going to be kind of the crux behind the alert days. The severe weather is the second, but this is certainly the first. As a lot of our models continue to keep the 90s, low to mid-90s for actual air temperatures, whereas it's going to feel like we're in those low triple digits because of our sunshine. We're expecting southerly winds and those high dew points, and that continues further into Tuesday as well. So you need to make sure that you are staying not only cool and drinking plenty of water during the daytime and nighttime hours, but make sure that you're checking in on your elderly friends and family and doing the same for your pets, limiting their time outdoors and making sure that they are staying cool and hydrated as well. All of the News 3 Now coverage area is not only underneath major risk from heat, but also a portion of the lower Wisconsin River Valley, including parts of Crawford, Richland, Grant County into western Iowa County and Sauk counties underneath that extreme risk from heat. So it's very important, because this is going to really start Sunday night and last through about Tuesday night, that you do the necessary things to make sure that you are staying cool, again, during the daytime hours, but at night as well when your body is recharging. And then Monday night and Tuesday night, it's conditional, but we could see some severe weather. We got a marginal risk Monday night into Tuesday, and then we broadened the view because we're not necessarily sure exactly where this front is going to end up. But Tuesday night's severe weather threat could include parts of Wisconsin. I say it's conditional because we may simply be too hot during the daytime hours for too long, despite having the instability and the moisture to get these storms to fire up. But if they were to happen, this is what may end up happening Monday night into Tuesday. Storms develop off towards the cities and kind of push their way across northern parts of Wisconsin, with some showers and thunderstorms pushing their way south and eastward as we go further into your Monday night. So stay with News 3 Now, not only because we could see some severe weather, but we could and may likely see heat-related advisories, alerts being issued because of those dangerous temperatures and heat index values. Tonight, we're only headed into the mid to upper 60s, partly cloudy conditions, showers and thunderstorms occurring mainly after midnight, but the good news is they're not expected to be severe. It's quiet now, though, on radar 3000 as temperatures sit in the 70s and 80s. We're back into the mid to upper 80s with that morning chance for showers and thunderstorms on your Sunday. We're going to be clearing throughout the day, so it is going to be another humid one, but maybe not as hot, depending on how quickly we can clear out those clouds. Showers and thunderstorms possible across southwestern portions of the state, and then we'll watch as temperatures climb as we go throughout the morning hours and then into the afternoon as well. Some of our models want to bring afternoon showers. That may be possible, but again, if we get too hot, it's harder for those storms to develop into the afternoon hours. But this could be, in some cases, record-breaking heat, or at least tying some records, especially there on Monday and then Sunday night. That's when our overnight lows and our daytime highs are flirting with some of these records set back in either 2013 or 1953. So we are flirting with maybe some record-setting heat. I don't think we're going to get into the actual triple digits in terms of air temperatures. That is not very likely here across southern Wisconsin. It hasn't happened in over a decade, so it's not really in the cards, but it is just certainly going to be a hot and humid stretch here, really starting today through at least Tuesday night. We briefly warm back up into those mid-80s on Thursday before we settle into those 70s for your Labor Day weekend, and at least for Labor Day, for now, it does look like we are going to remain dry in those mid-70s.
I mean, we've certainly got a break the last couple of weeks. We were like in the 70s across the board, and now summer's trying to peek its head out, you know, in these dog days.
And I'm over it.
Summer, just...
We do need the rain, though, so maybe the heat will bring, it's going to bring back the moisture, so hopefully we can get some rain out of this without the severe weather.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you, Blaze. And still ahead, Andrew has some of the highlights from the Packers' final tune-up before the regular season starts next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message. The alarming spike in inflation soaring to its highest level in nearly 40 years.
That is called Bidenomics.
Gas prices rose again today, reaching a new all-time high.
We're still dealing with inflation, and we've got super high interest rates at the same time.
Bidenomics is working.
2/3 of Americans are just struggling to make ends meet.
And this comes after Friday's jobs report showing a spike in unemployment.
And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
Hanson's knows what your home means to you. It's where you feel safe, comfortable, protected, and of course, no other place provides you with as much joy. That's why our durable, energy-efficient, and weather-resistant windows, roofing, siding, and gutters, as well as our bathtubs and showers, are all backed by our guarantee. So you can feel happy in your home for years to come. With professional installation and thousands of 5-star reviews, we're your trusted home improvement expert, exceeding homeowners' expectations for 35 years. Get 50% off installation with high-quality craftsmanship you can count on. Or enjoy no interest and no payments for 1 year. From windows to roofing to siding to gutters to bathtubs and showers, no one's got you covered like we do.
Call 1-800-HANSONS. Get it done.
Insurance costs going up? Erie Insurance has great coverages, rates, and claim service. And your rates won't increase because of celebrity advertising campaigns or sports stadium sponsorships. Call Affordable Insurance Solutions for your auto, home, or business quote and see what Erie Insurance could do for you.
I was robbed. They tried to run me over with a getaway car. He almost killed me right over here. He was laughing as he fractured my skull.
Amanda's attacker was an illegal immigrant drug dealer, arrested twice before, but released by San Francisco DA Kamala Harris.
If Kamala Harris hadn't let him out, this never would have happened to me.
Kamala put violent illegals, convicted felons, back on the streets.
Kamala just doesn't care about protecting people like me.
Make America Great Again Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
News 3 Now is focusing on the issues and the races that matter where you live, with 3 for the people. Talking with local candidates, looking at both sides of the issues, and fact-checking it all, so you can cast your vote with confidence.
3 for the people, only on News 3 Now.
Last week, the Packers rested 31 players, and it showed on the scoreboard. In their final week of the preseason, today, they rested 38 players, hoping it didn't show up on the scoreboard, and that included most of their starters. Trying to head into the regular season on a high note, midway through the second quarter, the rookie Michael Pratt fires for the end zone, and it is hauled in by Bo Melton for the touchdown to give Green Bay the lead. Pratt looked good today. He may just wind up as Jordan Love's backup. A few minutes later, though, it was the defense's turn. Aaron Mosby blasts into the backfield, punches the ball free, and it is off to the races. Anthony Johnson Jr. scoops and scores, and the Pack would never look back, winning it big. 30-7 is your final.
I was pleased with our performance today. I
thought the guys competed, did everything we asked them to do in terms of our play style. And I thought really in every phase of the game, we played fast, we played physical. Certainly the takeaways played a huge difference in this performance. But all in all, I was really pleased with everything that went on this week.
Elsewhere in preseason action earlier today, Nick Herbig continued his tour of putting the world on notice. The second-year linebacker out of Wisconsin was hungry today, but Jalen, it's a good thing he brought his sack lunch because he was eating. He also brought another one. A couple minutes later, there's Herbig again 2 times in the first 4 minutes of the game. This time it's a strip sack. Herbig secures the 2 sacks, and really, we can't wait to see what he does in the regular season. Last night, one of his former teammates, Hayden Rucci, came onto the scene in South Beach. He was a Badger last year, and this year, he's finding his way into the end zone in the NFL preseason. For the Miami Dolphins, Rucci had 11 catches all last year for Bucky, but last night he had team highs with 5 catches for 44 yards, adding on this touchdown. Rucci's on the rise, maybe even enough to make the 53-man roster. Brewers back in Oakland looking for their 8th win in their last 10. They have been firing on all cylinders of late, and that did not stop today. Milwaukee up 3-1 in the 5th, and Jake Bauers hits a towering 2-run tater, his 11th of the season. It would catapult the Crew to the big-time win. We'll end with this. The Clearwater Threshers bat dog recently retired, handing off the duties to her sister, Lucy May. The dog is supposed to run on the field, grab the bat, and retrieve it, but Lucy May got a little bit excited in her debut. She starts running around the field, and eventually, she decides the infield needs to be fertilized a little bit. You don't see that every day, but, you know, anytime you can add dogs into the game of baseball, even if that happens, it's a good result, if you ask me.
When you got to go, you got to go.
Yeah, it's safe to say, first day on the job, you're always going to have some jitters. Yeah. Unfortunately for
nervous
Lucy. Poops. Yeah. But real quick, on the Packers, you'd mentioned, I'm blanking on his name, Michael Pratt.
Yeah, Michael Pratt.
One of the things that I had found interesting with the Packers' approach to the backup QB situation is even though they didn't bring in a veteran, they have 2 guys that played a ton of college football. You have Sean Clifford and Michael Pratt, who are both 4-year starters in college. So even if they didn't quite have the NFL experience, they still got a lot of reps at the collegiate level. So.
Yeah, they both looked really good today, especially Pratt. You'd have to guess that he ends up as Jordan Love's main backup, who we didn't see today. Really, we only saw Jordan Love for 3 plays the entire preseason.
Yeah, interesting to see if it'll be rest or rust come the start of the regular season. All right, Blaze, a heat up on the horizon? Unfortunately.
You made that sound like a question, and it is going to happen. So get ready. I'm already dreading it. Over the next 12 hours, though, we'll eventually settle into the upper 60s to low 70s overnight. A chance for showers and non-severe thunderstorms mainly after midnight. 2 alert days, though, Monday, Tuesday, into the low to mid 90s for air temperatures. Going to feel like the low 100s both Monday and Tuesday. Could see severe weather Monday night and Tuesday night. So stay with News 3 Now. We'll keep you updated. A more quiet and comfortable end to next week.
All right, well, sounds good. Thank you, Blaze, and thank you, Andrew, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock, and as always, let's make it a great evening.